Alright guys, so the 2013 NBA playoffs is scheduled to tip off today, Saturday, April 20th, 2013. Alright, now here's my complete predictions about the playoffs, which include the first round, second round, third round, along with the NBA Finals itself. Alright, starting off with the Western Conference. You got the number 1 seed Thunder against the number 8 seed Rockets. I think the Thunder should take that fairly easily, so I'm going to give it to the OKC Thunder in 5 games, so 4-1 OKC. Next up, we got a rematch of last year's first round. The Los Angeles Clippers taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. Now last year that same series ended in 7 games, but this year I think it's going to end in 6, so I'm going to give it to the Clippers in 6 games, so 4-2 LAC. Alright, what's next? Denver Nuggets against the Golden State Warriors. I think I'm going to give that to Golden State. You know, I think Golden State should upset Denver. So I'm going to predict 4-2 Golden State. Alright guys? Now, here we go. The San Antonio Spurs against the Kobe Bryant-less Los Angeles Lakers. Alright, that I'm going to predict the Spurs to take in 6 games, 4-2 San Antonio, but I will predict the Lakers to give it a dogfight against the Spurs. Alright, but I don't think it's going to be enough to overpower the Spurs, so I'm going to give it to San Antonio in 6 games. Alright, now Western Conference semifinals. OKC Thunder against the Los Angeles Clippers. That should be a good one. Both teams are pretty darn good. You know, you got OKC, who made the finals last year, and they're the number 1 seed in the West again this year, along with the Lob City, LAC obviously. They're a pretty darn good team too, so but unfortunately I'm gonna give that to the OKC Thunder in 7 games, so 4-3 OKC. What else? Western Conference semifinals, Golden State Warriors against the San Antonio Spurs. That one I'm gonna give it to San Antonio in 6 games, so 4-2 Spurs. And I'm going to predict a rematch of last year's Western Conference Finals between the OKC Thunder and San Antonio Spurs. This time I'm going to say the OKC Thunder will take that in, let's see here, 5 games, so 4-1 San Antonio. Alright, so from the Western Conference we got the OKC Thunder moving on to the NBA Finals, alright, just like last year. Now, going on to the Eastern Conference, guys. Number 1 seed, Miami Heat, the best team in the NBA this last 2 seasons, against the number 8 seed, Milwaukee Bucks. Okay? I'm not saying it's going to be a sweep, but I do predict the Heat to take that in 5 games, so 4-1 Heat. What else? The Brooklyn Nets taking on the Derrick Rose-less Chicago Bulls. Now, if you guys recall, before the season began this year, the 2012-13 season, I had predicted that the Derrick Rose-less Bulls would get past the first round of the playoffs this year, and I'm still keeping my same prediction. Alright, so I'm gonna say the Bulls will get past the Nets, though barely, in 7 games without the youngest MVP in NBA history, Derrick Rose. So 4-3 Chicago. What else? You got the Indiana Pacers taking on the Atlanta Hawks. That should be pretty interesting. I don't think I'm gonna watch that series. You know, I'm just not really interested in either team, but I will say the Hawks will take that in 7 games. So 4-3 Hawks. What else? The number 2 seed New York Knicks taking on the number 7 seed Boston Celtics. The Rajon Rondo-less Boston Celtics. That's gonna be a tough one. You know, I don't think Boston will get past the first round without their starting point guard. So I'm gonna give that to the Knicks, and I will predict Boston to put up a dogfight, but I don't think they'll come up victorious against the Knicks, because not to mention the Knicks have, if not the best sixth man of the year this year in J.R. Smith, and Carmelo Anthony has been having a heck of a season this year, so I don't think the Knicks will come up short against Boston. 4-2 Knicks. Alright. Let's see here. Eastern Conference semifinals. Miami Heat against the Derrick Rose-less Chicago Bulls. Sucks to say this, but I think the Heat will take that in 6 games. So 4-2 Miami. And I hope I'm wrong when I say that. What else? Atlanta Hawks against the New York Knicks. I don't think that should be too much trouble for the Knicks, so I'm gonna give it to the Knicks in 5 games. So 4-1 New York. Alright, now Eastern Conference Finals, Miami Heat against the New York Knicks. Wow, this is gonna be a dogfight for both teams, but I do think the Heat will get past the Knicks. I'm gonna say in 6 games, so 4-2 Miami, which leaves us to a rematch of last year's NBA Finals between the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Miami Heat. Now, if the Heat won last year, which they were a slightly less of a better team than they are this year, because last year they did not have Rashard Lewis, Ray Allen, the Birdman, you know. So if the Heat won it last year, especially in a lockout shortened season, I don't see why they can't take it this year. So I'm gonna say the Heat will take it over the Thunder, but this time in 6 games. So 4-2 Miami, and there you guys have it. I do think the Heat will get the championship this year. Not to mention they finished this season with the franchise best record of 66-16, so which is pretty darn good. Congrats to the Heat on that, by the way. All right, so and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that the Finals MVP will go to LeBron James for the 2nd consecutive year. Alright guys, so that's just my prediction. Let me know what you guys think about that. If you guys agree, great. If you guys disagree, let me know. And may the best team win. Alright, go Bulls. As tough as it may be to say that, but only time will tell, guys. Alright, so I'll get to you guys soon. Take care.